After downloading and installing, your Zoom app icon will appear on desktop and it will look like this. Click it. Then click sign in. Enter your Zoom ID, which will be the email that you use while sign up. Enter password. For security reason, I have kept it blur. If you haven't signed up earlier, you can sign up now by clicking this link, sign up free. You can also use either Google ID or Facebook ID to sign up. Keep this box checked if you want to avoid signing in again and again. Click sign in. Now you are on a Zoom dashboard. Here we will create a meeting or class without a schedule. New meeting, click on this small arrow you can see. Click on this, then you will have some options. The first one is about start video. You can uncheck it, then click on your ID below this, then PM my setting, last option. Here you can see your ID. You cannot change it. Password, you can change the password. You can use different passwords for different classes. This video for host means your video. You can keep it on or off. Participants on or off means students, so keep it off. Here advanced option, enable waiting room. If you want a student to wait before joining the class, enable join before host, they can join before you. Mute participants upon entry and automatically record meeting. This will record meeting in your computer. Save the options. Now all of your options are saved. Now click on new meeting. So here you have done. After login and new meeting, this window will appear in front of you. Now here on this window you can find a lot of options. The first one, this is actually your meeting topic. You can have this one according to your subject and class. Your name as a host and your password and invitation link. You can copy this link and send to students by WhatsApp so that they can directly connect to your class or meeting even if they will not have Zoom app on their devices. So just by clicking on the link, they will connect to your class. There are some other controls on this window which are very important for your class. Here on the left side, left bottom, you will find microphone and video camera. From here you can adjust your sound settings. Here if you will click on this small arrow, upward arrow, you can find different option, different types of speakers and microphones which will connect it to your device. So better to keep the setting same as system. If you will use the headphone, automatically it will detect the headphones. Otherwise you can manually select any one of them. Start video, this one you can keep it on or off according to your need. Then there are options for video settings. The most important feature here is about the security, this one. If you will click on this, you will find some options. The number one, lock meeting. You can use lock meeting if you want to restrict entry of the students. Students will not be able to join the class when you will click this lock meeting. Number two, enable waiting room. This option also very important if you don't want students to directly enter your class. Once they will connect to your meeting, they will be in a separate room where they will wait until you permit them to enter the class. I will demonstrate this one to you. Okay, other options are here. Allow participants to. This what permission you will grant to participants or students to number one, share screen. As you will share your screen to students, will you allow students to share their screen with you? So we hardly need it. So keep this unchecked. Chat. Do you want to allow students to chat? We have some other settings of chat as well that we will see later. So for temporarily you can keep it enabled. Later you can disable it as well. Rename themselves. This is very important that one student join the class, later they keep on changing their names. So better to keep this option disabled. And lastly, unmute themselves. If you will mute the students, can they unmute themselves? No. They shouldn't unmute themselves until we ask them to do so. So these are the security features. You can check here. But according to your need, you can adjust them later in your class as well. Next we have participants tab. If you will click on this, it will show you all the students who have joined your class. You can adjust this one anywhere according to your requirement, on your left side, right side, or anywhere. This window is very important to interact with your students. Here the same option at the bottom, you can find the same security options here that you can enable or disable them here. For example, allow mute participants upon entry. The same controls, the same settings that we did earlier, you can find them here as well. Here the same mute all. If you want to keep mute all the class, you can use this one. Here option, again the option allow participants to unmute themselves. We already unchecked it, means they cannot unmute themselves. Even you can change from here. So here I will unmute them. So this is the window where you can find your participants. After participants, we have chat window. If you will click on this, another chat panel will appear on the right side of the window. I am going to click this. So if you have noticed, this chat window has opened here. Here the first option, that to whom you want to chat. During the meeting, sometime you have to send a message to whole class, and sometime you want to send a message to some specific students. So here if you will have the students over here, you can send the message to a specific student instead of whole class. On this right side, on this you can find this small button. If you will click on this, this option is for students or participants that to whom they can chat. No one, if you want to disable their chat, you can use no one, or host only, or everyone publicly. Normally we keep this option host only, mean the students can chat only with the teacher if they have any question, because you are going to take the live class. So encourage the students that during the lesson if they have any question, they can send you message, they can chat you. So if you will enable this host only, so their question will only come to you and all class will not be able to see it. So keep this option host only. Otherwise you can select any of the option according to your need. If you will click again on the chat, this chat window will be closed. Then we have share screen button. We will discuss this share screen button in another video, in next video after some time. So, and the last one is record. Again, this you can record your meeting. If you want to record all of your Zoom meeting, then you can use this option. Anything that will take place on your screens during Zoom meeting, this will be recorded in the Zoom meeting. And finally, at last, end button to end your meeting. Okay, now we will see when student will join your meeting. As we have enabled the meeting room, so when students will connect your meeting, then you will see this message that this student wanted to enter in your class, see waiting room or admit. If you want to allow him to admit in the class, you can allow him to enter the class. Otherwise, you see waiting room. In waiting room, you will see the name here, and you can see other students who also trying to enter your class. Okay, one thing that I usually recommend my students to keep their GR number and name. It will be easy for us to take attendance. If they have some other name, some weird name that doesn't belong to them, we can remove them. We will not allow them to enter the class. So as there is no GR number, no proper name, so I am not going to add this student in class. I will remove it. It will ask confirm, so remove to other students, then I will admit him to the class. So this student will join my class. The other thing, if we keep this room enable waiting room, if I will disable this, then any student that wanted to enter the class, directly he can enter our class. Now another student, if you see here, I have used my other device just for demonstration. So this one directly entered the class. Okay, so this is meeting room. You can control the students to enter or not enter in the class. Okay, we will see another option. Rename themselves. As I disable this, so if I will enable it, then students can rename themselves. If you concentrate here, this name will be changed. Okay, so we shouldn't allow, by this student can change their name, so we shouldn't allow the students to change their name. So these are some important tools that we can use to control our class. There are some other, but these are more crucial to us. We should be focused on them. Other we can learn ourselves, but these are the basic tools that we can use to control the class. Fine. In this section of Zoom training, we will see how different ways we can use to teach our students. What are different things that we can use to take our class. For that, the most important is this share screen feature. By this share screen feature, you can share your screen, that whatever will be on your screen, you can share that with your students to teach them. Let's see how. Click on share screen. When you will click on share screen, above you will see different options. Here you will see all those windows which you have opened already opened, and those are in on your taskbar. So all these things you can see in your Zoom app. For example, if you want to share a document file or a PDF file that you have already opened in your computer, that will appear here. In my computer it looks here. So I will click it and I will click on share. Once I will click and share, it will appear on my computer as well as on the screen of my students' devices as well. Here we have this tool, we call it annotate. If I click on annotate, then some other tools will appear here. These are called annotating tools. Above ones. Here you have different types of tools. For example, the spotlight. Here if you want to highlight any word or any part of the document, you can use this one. By this spotlight, it will be highlighted to your as well as to your student's screen. Any word you can highlight with this one. This we call highlight. If you want to point out, you can use these arrows as well. There are some other tools like draw. You can draw lines under any word to make it highlight or to explain the students. You have option to choose different colors. Then there are some other tools as well. Squares. You can use any of the tool provided here to explain your lesson. If you click on clear all drawings, all things that we drawn on the screen will disappear. Here is the text tool. If you want to write anything, you can write anything here. For further explanation or further references, it will be required to you again and again. Select. Also there is a selection tool for highlighting some specific points, but as you will leave it, it will disappear. This is not permanent. Here in this one, in draw tools, whatever you will draw, it will be here. This is selection if you want to select any other tool. If you have drawn this one and you want to select it again, you can use this to move at some other point. Select tool. And the mouse, then you will have your regular mouse button. So these annotation tools are very helpful to explain your lesson. I will recommend you to try all of them whenever you need them. It will be very helpful to take your class. Okay, I will here go to stop share, then we will see some other sharing options. Again, if I click on share screen, the same way I can use to share a photo. Here is a picture. Then this annotation tools I can take. I can highlight any specific point to the students. Here. A very basic teaching tool of whiteboard is also there. If you will click on share screen, you can see whiteboard over here. Click on this. This whiteboard will appear, and by default line draw tool will be there. You can use your mouse to draw any line here, but if you are using a touch screen like tablets, or you have a touch screen laptop, or you are using mobile, you can draw by your finger on the screen as well. And this whiteboard tool is very important for the drawing teachers, for mathematics teachers, and others as well. For example, if some drawing teacher is there, they can draw easily by their hands. So it is very easy to draw anything over here. If you are teaching math, also you can write equations easily. So this is easy to write equations over here. Another sharing option that usually we use is sharing videos. So whatever videos you are going to share, you are first you have to play that video in your computer. Okay, this video appears over here, but before just finally playing it, you have to be careful about these two options: share computer sound, optimize screen sharing for video clip. If you will not click on these two options, the sound of video will not go to the students, because this time this video is sharing your computer sound. Earlier it was using your mic sound. So be careful and don't forget to click these two options when you share a video to students. So I will click on share, and then this video will be shared with the students. Okay. Another sharing option which is also very helpful, when you go to advanced sharing, here you find some other tools. Here, portion of screen, you can share some part of your screen, not whole screen. Music or computer sound only. You can only send the sound to the studio, not the pictures or the videos. And content from second camera, if you are using two cameras, so for example one is facing to you, the other one is facing to your whiteboard or some other, you can use this one to send the content of other camera. You can switch between the cameras. Here we will try this one, portion of screen. By this option that we call portion of screen, we will share some part of the screen. Let's see how. I will click on this. So in this case, this portion of screen is only sharing this picture. You can see the green box, so it will share the green part of the picture only. You can extend the area of sharing according to your need. We also need this one, for example, sometime if we are using PowerPoint slides. So in PowerPoint slides, instead of whole screen, we can share the parts of our slides only. So if you can see the green area, only the green slide will be goes to the student, not the whole screen. The same thing if we are playing some YouTube video, we can use this one to only highlight the part of video, not the whole screen. So in this way, only the students can see the video, not the other part of the screen. So this portion of screen is also very handy and easy to use. Here the third tab, files. If you have some online files in your Google Drive or in your Dropbox or in OneDrive, you can share directly from there to the students. So here what are different sharing options that we can use to teach our students. You can share any of your screen, and with the help of annotation you can teach them easily.